I walked into work and smiling and greeting as I always do, with a positive attitude. And when I walked into work today, I was told, Haley, you shouldn't be smiling today. What? We are all losing our jobs today. Today is your last day. You're being laid off. There wasn't a notice. There wasn't an email sent out. There wasn't our higher-ups telling us anything that we knew. But to come to find out that there has been some confirmation on their part that they knew, but we didn't know until we walked into work today.
Mass layoffs in America shows that Babylon isn't your rest. I want to give all the honor, glory, and praises to the Most High YAHAWAH and His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the elders at Great Millstone, taught me this truth. Single honor to the elect. Peace and blessings to the 1/3, and to the confusion, the faces in the four corners of the earth. Because there's no such thing as a black Hebrew Israelite. We spread out over the world, so we're like all nations under the earth. Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. The woman said she come into work smiling. The other co-worker says nothing to smile about. Why? Because it's not a glorious day today. It's not a good day. It's a gloomy day. You lost your job. In her mind, she's thinking, no one called us. No one told us anything. No one gave us any notice, any heads up. And that reminded me of this precept in the Bible. Ecclesiasticus chapter 5, verse 7. This is in the Apocrypha. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. That's a heavy hitter, because in her security, she thought when she woke up in the morning, stretched, took a shower, washed her face, brushed her teeth, took her favorite coffee or tea, whatever, had her English muffin, whatever, commuted on the way to work, listened to her favorite podcast, ebook, whatever, got there, no job. In her security, she thought she had a job. And that's the same thing I'm saying here in America. A lot of people still think they have security here in America. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of federal workers have lost their jobs. And you know how people be, I work for the government. Psh, I ain't got happy. You got a good job. Ooh, you got a good job. You got good benefits. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's why they're laying y'all off. Trying to get rid of all you old heads that's been in there for years and years and years. They're bringing in new heads that could do, they can have one person do your job or three people do your job for less. Because they have most people in these jobs nowadays that can do multiple things. And they pay them a lump sum of money. They're like, why not we just get rid of this individual and get three more people and pay them less? That's what they're doing. Or get rid of you and then make somebody else who's younger do all the things that you taught them. That's really how it goes down. Right? Nonetheless, let's get back to it.
We just started our pay period for this week. Imagine coming into work, you just started your pay period, and you come into work today and you find out you're no longer going to have a job. But not to your fault, but to the company's fault. There has been so many people in the last week that have got an apartment, got a house, got a car because they really needed it to get to work.
Yeah.
Has a family, has bills. How are we supposed to even pay bills knowing you just laid us off starting our new pay period?
It's clicking.
But this is square one health to you. It's embarrassing coming to work and the news showing up and you're finding out that you're losing your job but the higher ups know, but none of the employees know. You're finding out as you come into work today. Why is that okay?
Now, you notice how they did it. They fired them at the beginning of your pay period. And then she mentioned how people may have bought in cars to get to work, commute, houses for their dwelling, apartments, things of that nature. How could you do this? How could they do that? Well, that goes back to when I was reading in Sirach 5 and 7. Make no tarry to turn to the Lord. And it says, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed. That doesn't necessarily mean like physically destroyed, but people could be destroyed from losing their job. Like 70% of people in America are literally living paycheck to paycheck. And it's been designed that way. You know, I mean, you have to save, of course, but it's been designed that way. So Matthew 4 and 4, where the scripture says, man shall not live by bread alone, but also by the word of the Most High. That's really what it is. This is a stoic reminder, man, that these jobs you have is really your lifeline, because we're not taught how to cultivate the land, how to slaughter an animal and to preserve it like jerky or something. I mean, how do you think they survived through the winters? How do you think Gatlin survived through the winters and things like that? They didn't have stores with frozen foods and canned foods and things like that. We become so reliant on the government that you lose your job from the federal government. You're like, oh my God, how could they do that? You're not obligated. You're not entitled to that job. That's what's wrong with people in America. They're full of pride. Where's your shame? But Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 11, verse 14. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord. Remember that. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord. Remember that.
Why is it okay that we don't get paid our pay time off? We worked really hard for those hours. There are people that have over 80 hours of pay time off, and they're not getting paid it because Square One Health is not going to pay it, and that's what they told us today. They are not going to pay us our pay time off. Why is there no repercussions for a company that knew that they were going to shut down but didn't tell their employees until we found out today?
Oh my God.
See, again, this is a loyalty issue. She's surprised that her company that laid her off, that they knew that they were going to lay you off before they laid you off.
Fact.
She's surprised that they already had a plan in place. She's surprised that the higher ups already had different positions for who they were going to save and who they weren't going to save. Loyalty.
I'm not surprised, motherfucker.
She's in, the F around and find out. She found out. She found out that these companies aren't loyal. That these companies will always, let me repeat this again, always choose money over you.
Yes, they will always choose money over you. You are not that important. You are a expendable commodity. Going back, Sirach chapter 11, verse 18 through 19. This is why you didn't get your money back from your PTO. That is true. You accumulate paid time off. When you show up to work and you clock in, you start to accumulate, start to accrue. So if you got like 80 hours of PTO, that's 2 weeks of pay. They said, nah, we ain't giving y'all that. Don't that sound kind of fishy? Something that these health insurance companies, all these companies and things like that be doing. You know, maybe someone got unalive because they was denying a lot of people insurance claims that could have saved lives. But they wanted the money, right? Well, here we go. So, Sirach 11:18. There is that waxeth rich by his weariness and pinching. Y'all think the rich get rich by giving y'all what they see? No, I'm sorry. What you said you deserve? No, they're gonna try and pinch as much as they can. That's what they're doing now. Hello? You ever heard of penny pinching? This is in the Bible, y'all. You ever heard of penny pinching? Yeah, the rich don't stay rich. You think LeBron a billionaire because he spend money? Dude said LeBron would be in the gym blasting music on YouTube. All of a sudden, the ad will come on. They be like, man, won't you just pay for the premium? Psh, man, LeBron ain't paying for that. And they said LeBron been like that for years. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that's how you keep their money. Sirach 11:18. There is that waxeth rich by his weariness and pinching, and this is his portion of his reward. Whereas he saith, I have found rest, and now will eat continually of my goods. But what about you? That's how they don't care. They gonna rest their head softly at night on the pillow, and they gonna continually eat good while you got to go find other means, right? And yet he knoweth not what time shall come upon him, and that he must leave those things to others and die. So all these things here on earth, you can't even take with you, right? So you shouldn't just be living by your bread alone. You need the word of the Most High. Because this is what happens. Matthew 6:19-21. Lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. You can't even make an honest. Well, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna say that. When CD19 happened, most people couldn't make an honest living. If you had your own business, mama pop business, they told you couldn't even work there. So guess what happened? The restaurant or whatever, it failed. The nail salon, it failed. Now you got to go back into this world and then rely on Esau to give you a check. It's a wicked game they play, man. Right? This is why this is not your rest. Read again, Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Your heart is your mind. So you're thinking about getting money, like the scripture says. Man can't serve mammon and God. It's impossible, because you're going to love one more than the other. But nonetheless, we lay up our treasures in the heavens, because that's why salvation come up. That's why salvation come from, I'm sorry. So, Luke 21:27, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, as of now, then look up. Notice what it says? Then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. So our redemption, our salvation, our comfort is in the heavens. Y'all want y'all salvation and redemption and comfort to come from some man that had a phrase called MAGA. Now you looking goofy. Vain is the help of man. I fall into the hands of the Lord, because as his majesty is, so is his mercy. That being said, I truly pray y'all was edifying, fed, stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Kwame Allah, Buffalo Ball, Shalom.